All right, here we go. Welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. I'm Baer. Hello, chat. Um, Hello, viewers. We're going to kick off in just a moment or two. But first, I want to say hello. And then, secondly, can you hear me? Chat, if you wouldn't mind writing something in the chat room, letting me know you can hear me, that everything sounds good. I'm getting a hello, Pat, with a emoticon there. Emoji, I should say. Not an emoticon. That's an emoji. But yeah, okay. Thank you very much, the groom of the stool. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Because that's important, obviously, because I'm going to be chatting and building, and I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Um, it's very warm in my room right now, so I apologize. Uh, I don't have any fans going, obviously, because that would be bad for audio. So instead, it's just warm in here, and it will only get warmer. But yeah, let's get started, right? Right. Okay. So let's go to, there we go. There's our desk. There's my body and my shirt from two angles. Okay, great. And as some eagle-eye viewers have pointed out, um, whoa, what happened there? I got a notification of a follower, but it did not show up in my feed. Oh, there it is. Wilkins is now following me. Hello, Wilkins. Yes, we are here in the Bear Cave. My name is Baer. We are in the Bear Cave. We're building some Gundam. And I did want to say, as mentioned, uh, that it was pointed out to me that the model, I have the photo of the Deathscythe, is not the actual model I'm working. It's a previous model that has some clear plastic pieces to it, which this model kit does not. But the photo worked well and was framed right and is the right size, so I'm just using it. But you get the general idea. Also, oh, looks like a couple. So this is the problem I've got going on here, y'all, is that sometimes my Streamlabs notifications work, and sometimes they don't. So I'm going to tap. Oh, okay. So that just worked there. And then we'll see. The audio and video are a bit delayed for me. Okay, so Groom of the Stool is following. Thank you for the follow. Draxii, thank you for the follow. Um, I apologize. Yeah, that noise is very loud in my headphones, so that's something I can work on, right? Draxii, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I've been toying around with the various notifications that are um, helpful for streamers. I'm trying to get better at the whole streaming thing. Anyway, so when we left off with our Deathscythe, we worked on the feet. We got some feet going. We worked on the upper torso. We worked on the arms. We skipped a little bit of the arm stuff because a piece fell, which I found and then fixed. So now we're going to work on the legs. Now, the cool part about the skeletal part of his legs. We got a follower that's going to pop up a little in a moment, and I'll know who that is in just a moment. Kill 30. Oh, Killer Pastry with a 3. Ooh, web speak. Thank you for the follow, Killer Pastry. I probably, what I need to do is delay the sound effect so that the sound effect comes up when I can see the image, the text of who's following me. That would be helpful, probably. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so as I was saying, one of the cool things about using the legs like this is that the left and right basically are the same until the very end, some of the outer pieces. So we can do this both legs at the same time, which is very helpful because once you figure out once, you can just do it again. So I've got some of these pieces while I was getting the stream ready. I got some of these pieces clipped out with my snippers. For those of you that haven't been watching the streams before, this is the second build that I've been doing. This is the second time, as I said, that I've been using this. This is the second build that we've had. We had our first build, which was the G Gundam, the Shining Gundam from G Gundam, which was the first build I had done in a very long time. So I was very happy to get back into the swing of things with this build. All right, so let's get that in place there. Oh yeah, Wilkins, you're right. I could just use OBS to kind of see what's going on, and then which will be helpful. The downside of using OBS to see what's going on in the stream is that then I have to have chat in another window, and I have to have it balanced, and it's not hard. It's certainly not hard to do that. It will probably actually be helpful to do that. But it's nice to be able to see chat very easily without having a bunch of tabs open, which I guess isn't the biggest problem in the world. Is it? No, it's not. All right, so we got one piece here. Some of the upper parts of our legs. This is actually pretty easy going as far as builds go. I'm not too worried about this. And got a connected piece there. It goes up and that snaps there. There's kind of a fun thing about some of these builds. I say a fun thing. I think it's fun. Is that they because it's a master grade, they work a little bit on like trying to approximate a real skeletal frame. Like there are some hinges that move now and again. When it moves, it'd be like, oh look, this piece slides when you do that, and it's like, okay. I mean that's cool, but okay. All right, so we got that piece. So this is like the outside of one of the legs. And we have to do the same thing for the other side. So we'll do that now. I did drop a very small piece, which keeps happening. What I'm going to eventually have to do is start building inside of a box so that or clipping out inside of a box, or just not have butterfingers. That's also an option. I mean, it's not a great option. The idea that I would just be like calm, cool, and collected and not fuck up, like that's not as fun. All right, so let's see here. Gotta put that there because we just did this step a second ago, so I should kind of remember how it works. All right, so we're gonna take one brief moment to see if we can find the little piece that we dropped. Otherwise, we will continue because it's actually not super important. No. Okay, great. As I said, one of the biggest problems with working on this particular kit, which is the Gundam Deathscythe Hell, is that a lot of the pieces are black. So a lot of times it's black on black on black, and that is cool, certainly, but can sometimes make for a tough build because sometimes the pieces just blend on the floor, and then I can't find them. And that's not fun. Wilkins, you're now hosting my stream. Thank you very much for hosting. I appreciate that. I forgot I had that setting turned on, so that is helpful to know. Thank you for hosting. Hope some people are checking that out. We got some new people watching the stream tonight, which I appreciate. I've been doing this now for most of all of August and a little bit of July, a couple weeks of doing this. This is something I always wanted to do, and I finally got the gear together to start doing it. I very much enjoy streaming, and I've been happy about it. My archives, if you want to check the old episodes, they're on youtube.com/PatBaer, same name, Baer. I put every episode up because there haven't been that many. Eventually, I might stop doing that, but for right now, it seems to be kind of helpful for people that are like, oh, I didn't watch on Thursday, but they want to hear me like tell on Thursday I told like a fairly personal story because I was real mad about other people's lack of understanding of their own power dynamic and personal responsibility. So I told like a real story from my life about a time that I royally fucked up and the steps I had to take to understand that I had royally fucked up, and what I learned from that. Because that stuff's like very important. So yeah, I had like a weird little rant on Thursday, which I'm not going to recap here, but suffice to say, like let's all just try to be better, right? Let's all just try to be like better and cooler and more put together and more understanding of one another, right? It's not too hard to ask. All right, so we're moving on. I don't know what this piece is. Oh, it's like we're still working on the skeletal frame of our legs. So we'll start getting some pieces snipped for that. And since we're doing left and right at the same time, I'm going to snip both of these pieces out because they're identical. And that looks good. All right, and then H7. All right. So yeah, we're making some progress here. We're moving along. We're getting our pieces that we need. I had about 2 streams ago. I had some trouble with the head. Some of those pieces didn't quite work right, and I'm looking into fixing that. I made a error off stream in attempting to fix that, so I'm going to be. I might salvage a few parts from another kit. I have a lower grade, master grade, not master grade, high grade kit of the Deathscythe, and so I actually might be able to take a few pieces from that to fix the head. Otherwise, I'll have a very custom head that doesn't look quite right, which is also kind of fun. Okay, so let's see here. Gotta find these pieces here. We gotta do it just the way they want it to. And we'll know we fucked up because it won't work later. Alright, I think that's right. And then this goes like that. When I don't know what I'm doing, I try to like look as quick as I possibly can and try to really like take my time with it because I don't want to. What I don't want to be doing a lot on the stream, which I think you might be able to appreciate, is I don't like having to take pieces apart and redoing them. If I can avoid that, I'm going to avoid that every time because it's not so much fun on the stream to watch me undo the work that I've done as I struggle to figure out why that went wrong. Okay, great. So we got those together. Those pieces go together. And those kind of just slide into the legs here. So we'll slide those in. Interesting. Not quite sure why or how that works, but it does. Once again, I immediately am like confused on the part of the build. So this will take a second. XB4. All right. Yep, so we're just building the legs. How we doing in chat? How's everyone's Saturday evening? It's just barely evening on the West Coast and kind of deep into it on the East Coast, unless you're like me and you stay up very late all the time, in which case it's pretty early. It's like dinner time for some people. But yeah, let me know how we're doing in the chat. If there's anything people are. Oh, I forgot to mention this. If you're building, please let me know. What's up? What's up? If you're doing any building tonight, sometimes people like to build along, which is rad as hell. So if you're doing that, let me know. I love hearing that. Or if you got any projects coming up, any building you want to do. Wilkins, it's 2 a.m. Wow, it's 2 a.m. where you're at. That's awesome. Thank you for being up so late with me. Oh, hey, it's someone I know in real life following me on here. That's pretty cool. Thanks for the follow, Ian. I appreciate it. Thanks for checking out the stream and following. Real life followers are cool because they're people you know. All right, so it kind of tells you how to do this. Okay, so there's a reference point to this piece, which I now have found. So that's very helpful. Sometimes you got to really like take your time with these kind of kits and really look for the guide because they will actually tell you. They'll kind of guide you along sometimes, which is really helpful. All right, so I did that on one side. That's cool. And then I got to do it again on the other. So we'll keep working on that. Oh, thank you, Killer Pastry. Yeah, I like to think that I'm running a chill stream. Because it's just, here's the thing. I'm doing this now Thursdays and Saturdays, right? I get the itch Saturday afternoon to start building, but between Saturday and Thursday, all I want to do is keep working on this kit. And it's awesome that there are people chatting and enjoying it and maybe either learning from my mistakes or are just following along, or people that like don't have the time to do builds and are just kind of hanging out. I really appreciate people hanging out with me while I do this, but this is something that like I just missed doing kits. And when I was talking with friends about what I do if I had if I ever did a live stream, I was like, well, I don't want to just play video games, right? Like, look, uh, oh, thank you very much, Turboton, Thurbolton, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to be, calm and fun. But yeah, you know, do I want to be playing Hearthstone right now because the expansion came out on Thursday or on earlier this week? Yes, Thursday. Yeah, right. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah. Yes, I would like to be playing Hearthstone. Will I play Hearthstone when this is done? 100%. Yes, I will. Uh, but there are a lot of people who are streaming Hearthstone, right? You don't need me out there uh, doing poorly on ladder and playing goofy decks in the wild, right? I mean, I might do that for fun anyway on a stream sometime because I enjoy doing it so much that it might be fun to do it on stream. But but yeah, right now I'm having way too much fun doing model kits and doing building. Uh, Okay, Wilkins. I'm going to take a second here. I'm going to read all this stuff. I've never watched Gundam nor owned Gundams. Through picking up on culture. Yeah. So the thing about Gundam is that like it's very serious, except when it's not. I mean, it's like futuristic, and there's always like we fucked up the Earth. We went out to space, but then the Earth feels a big superiority to space people, like people who were born in space who've never lived on Earth. And then sometimes those people born in space have like special abilities, so they're better. So depending on, and there's also like a lot of series like Gundam Wing and G Gundam that don't fit in the regular universe. And then it's a lot. But at its basis, it's a show about generally teens, generally male teens, but sometimes ladies as well, who are piloting big old robots and often killing a lot of people, and then we kind of don't talk about it, right? Uh, but yeah, and G Gundam its own complete and utter nonsense, and there are other robot fighting shows as well. I mean, there's not just the Gundams out there. I do have a place in my heart for Gundam Wing because it's the first time I loved a Gundam show. I certainly liked the Gundam show, and it came out in the '90s. My teenage years, so it was really the perfect time for me to fall in love with a show like that. Um, because it was just like a bunch of young teens um, trying to change society uh, in their mobile suits, and it's just like fun, right? I just think it's fun. Uh, and then yeah, so like I don't know, I just always loved it. I've always wanted to do more. Uh, yeah, Gundam Wing is awesome. Um, I would say also like a show that might be a fun way in for some people are some of the Gundam Builders series. If you've ever watched Mega Man or Rockman EXE, it's a similar style of show where it's like it's meant for kids, certainly, but it's like in the virtual world they're controlling these robots, but they're just like pilots or kids like controlling it, much like the Mega Man EXE series, and it's like lighter. It's like sometimes maybe a more fun way to get involved in the shows. But yeah, I've always wanted to do live stream stuff because I think it's really fun, um, and performing is a thing that I just like love doing. I've been a comedian for years and years now. And because my work is at the UCB Theater here in New York as the head tech person, I work 4 nights a week, and then one night a week I run a show that's at like 11 o'clock at night. So that sometimes limits my performance opportunities. Um, so it's really fun to be able to like perform like this in what is basically a very chill environment. Um, and I'm saying performance, but like let's be real, it's not really performance. It's mostly just like fun, good times. fun good times is probably not the smoothest way to say that. I'm sure there was like a cooler way to say, but it's a, you know what it is? Yeah, it's a low key time. That's a good word for it. I try to run these streams pretty low key. I'll voice my opinion on things here and there. I'm sure my opinions will come up because I'm only human. Um, but yeah, I think that like for the most part, I'm just 8, 16, and then 15's on the other side. Okay. Yeah, I'm only human, so But I'm trying my best to just have a nice, fun, chill stream because there's a lot of garbage out there and a lot of bad stuff out there. And we're not escaping it, we're not avoiding it, but we are taking a little bit of time to not focus on it, which I think is important. At least I like to think so. Hi Ben, welcome to the stream. Welcome to chat. Uh, it's very fun to have some people I know in the real world, quote unquote, watching these streams. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, for tuning in. Great. All right. So like I said, the skeleton of the legs is coming along. We're gonna do some armor pieces here. We just snap those into place there, and those should snap right in pretty easily. And of course, why do I say that? Okay. Oh, here we go. Great. And then the other one goes on the other side. We're getting our calf muscles put on there. You can see the difference there of our calf muscles. And then we'll put the other pieces on the other side. And then to help us designate which is the left and which is the right leg, we will put on an accent piece here. I gotta dig in a little bit, y'all, and find B. This is A. This is A. That makes this not B. That's D. That's I. That's J. Where's B? Gotta find B. Oh, all right. Oh, here's B. Okay. I realized I didn't have B. I couldn't figure out which one was B because I've only clicked one thing off of B, so I'm not used to that piece. All right. B5. There are two B5s. B5. Huh. Oh, they go on both sides. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, these legs are pretty much identical right now. So yeah, I'm not watching any Gundam series right now. I'm not I'm not up to date on any of those shows. I can tell you what I am watching. I've been watching a lot of New Game. New Game, one exclamation point, was the series season 1, which came out last year. And then the sequel is running now. I believe there are 5 episodes in. There might be 6, but I think it's 5. And it's the second season, so it's New Game with 2 exclamation points instead of 1. And yes, the obvious joke of calling it New Game Plus exists, but instead they went with New Game 2 exclamation points, which I don't mind too much. So it's kind of funny because the second season was coming out, and I waited for a few episodes to come out before I dove in, and then I just decided I wanted to watch the previous season before. And in this kind of talk of the Google Manifesto and talking about women in the workplace, it's very cool to watch an anime where there are legitimately no male characters. It's a video game company, and we're looking at the character design team. The first season is them shipping a game, which is the third in a series, and we're looking at it through the eyes of a young lady who has come in. This is her first job right out of high school, and she's like immediately fulfilling her dream. And it's just adorable. like all the characters are great and weird in their own way, and like you get introduced to a minor character and you're like, no, but that's a minor character. And then they're like, just as you're like, oh, I wish this character would come back. Like they come back for just a little bit, and like it's I really recommend it. It's on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's anywhere else. It's subbed on Crunchyroll. I know that. Um, and I highly recommend it. It's a very funny show. It's a comedy, and you just feel for the characters. But now that I'm caught up, uh, inside the world, obviously there are men inside the world of that. So like, there's some characters they refer to who are male. There's a movie with a couple male characters, and then there's like a guy in a like Power Ranger-esque costume um, that talks, but we don't see him. He's masked. But like it does. It takes in the second season. They just had the main character go, "Why aren't there any dudes at this company?" And they're like, "Oh, you noticed." And it's just I don't know. So it's not like it's an anime. And it's like it's true to character design. The people I've talked to who kind of work in that field say that it's pretty true to life of like sleeping at your desk, but mostly just like a comedy about like young women, like 18 to 20 to 30 or whatever, like just like being passionate about making video games and like making that fucking video game. Um, and it's just like cute because like you're rewarded and like I don't know. There's a lot of different like archetypes. Hifume is my favorite. Um, she's just like a good character designer, um, but has lots of social anxiety and doesn't like know how to talk to people. But she's getting better. She's trying to get better throughout the course of the show, and you like watch her like get better and like become like a more like capable person in the team and like having a backbone. I don't know, it's rewarding, but it's also very silly and very fun and like a comedy of errors in some spots, and it's just like I don't know. And then also like because like it's a video game company, it's a show about a video game company. A lot of the employees are like otaku, so like the motion graphic designer has a lot of weapons from various like fake shows because she does it like she says it's like so she can like work on the motion of holding a sword, but really it's because she wants to swing her beam katana around at work. Um, it's just like very cute and very funny. I highly recommend New Game and then New Game two exclamation points, which is the new season, which like as I said, we're going through right now. So more to come on that show. But I can say that already. I can say that it's real good. Um, okay, so we're putting some armor plating on our legs, and we're gonna try to do that without causing any issue. I don't know where this goes. All right. So as always, what we'll do is I'm gonna slowly do it on the first leg, and then see what I did wrong, and try to fix it on the second leg. Goes behind. Because once I do it once right, I will theoretically nail it the second time on the other leg. And okay, so let's look at this. We're gonna just like take our time with this piece. Try to get these right. There's literally like no instruction, no helpful notes on this. So I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this particular part there. All right, I got it. Great. Look at that. Okay. Um, cool. Let's just check the internet going out here. Yeah, the other shows that I'm watching aren't. They're okay. Restaurant in Other Worlds is fine. It's like how do I describe it? Yeah, it. I mean, it's fine. I guess there's nothing else to really say about it. it's like an okay series. Yeah, I don't really have anything dramatic or cool to say about it. It's one of those like good enough. It's like low key. And then in Another World with My Cell Phone is just like it's this part of the string of these series that are like just wish fulfillment, like male fantasy fulfillment. Like this kid who's he's a nice kid, nice young man, dies accidentally. God accidentally murders him, and God's like, "Well, I can't reincarnate you. But what I can do is, I can't reincarnate you on your world, but I can send you to this other world if you want. And you'll have and I'll give you it's a world of magic, so I'll give you some magic abilities if that's cool." And this kid, the main kid, is like, "Okay, sure." So he's got magic abilities that no one else has. He can use magic that other people could use because there's a thing called null magic that only special people are supposed to be able to use, and he can use it. And he meets up with a twins, one who's like a fighter and one who's like a magic user, and he meets like a samurai girl and saves a bunch of people immediately and is really overpowered, and so far nothing has gone wrong. There's a couple hijinks moments. Literally, the most challenging thing they dealt with was the girls didn't want to fight a bunch of slimes because green slimes melt your clothes because they're teen girls and they didn't want to deal with that. And that's the hardest thing they've had to deal with. So it's really light. It's really fine. It's 100% a fine show. I wouldn't tell everyone to run out and watch In Another World with My Cell Phone, but it's fine. And I you know what? Sometimes you just want fine. I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying that. Sometimes you just an okay show that doesn't hurt your brain is fine now and again. And I think that's where we're at now. Like I worry for some of the characters in My Hero Academia, right? There was some touch and go moments in the last couple episodes. That's where my oh man, they're gonna what's gonna happen? Are they gonna retire some characters? Are they gonna are they gonna get through this? That was my touch and go moments. Lately have been that show. All right, y'all, My Hero Academia, right? Watch it. It's really good. The first season's incredible. This new season is incredible. It's probably my favorite thing on the new media that's coming out. It's so good. I can't recommend it enough. So I think that's Anime Corner right there. Tell me in the chat if you're watching anything. There's probably a series I am not watching. I mean, I don't have Anime Strike. I only have Crunchyroll right now. So I'm sure there's a series on Anime Strike that I'll have to watch later. Financially, I've been doing that thing where I sign up for a month when a series is when a season's ended, and then watch 3 series and then cancel. Which I'm fine with admitting. I'm financially at that point where sometimes you got to do that, right? I want to support creators. I want to support companies. I'm not gonna, if it's in English somewhere subtitled or dubbed, I'm gonna watch it like that. I'm gonna pay, but I'm also not at the point where I'm continuing to subscribe to Anime Strike and Funimation just because. So yeah, so if there's any anime, let me know in the chat. If there's any shows you're watching right now that you recommend. Because like I said, I've got 3 shows right now that I'm watching a lot. Or 3 or 4, but I could certainly add some more. And then I'm just going through the backlog of things. There's always stuff to watch. I took a few years of anime off, so I missed some stuff, and I've been trying to keep up with trends and what's going on out there. 8, that's 8. But yeah, if there's any series, If anybody's watching anything, let me know. I don't know if there's any other anime that I'm watching. Restaurant to Another World is a show I kind of mentioned casually as it being a very casual show. It's like there's vignettes of all the customers that eat at this restaurant that once a week the door opens to a parallel like magic world and like people come through and there's an overarching story, but it's not really focused on the story. It's really just focused on like the characters and like the food that they like in this Japanese restaurant. So it's kind of fun, but like it's nothing special. It does make you hungry. It is it is similar to Food Wars in that it makes me hungry when I watch it. Um, so like I try not to watch it before lunch. I try to watch it like either while I'm eating or after. Uh, but I also like 100% like would not say like the big difference between that and Food Wars is that it's not horny for food like Food Wars was. I don't know if y'all watched that show, but that show was fucking horny for food. It was kind of ridiculous, that show. Have a little trouble getting these pieces lined up. There we go. I got it. There we go. And we'll do that there. Okay. Attack on Titan or Fate Stay Night. Yeah. Yeah, there's a new Fate show, I believe. I'm not knowledgeable about that show. I don't know enough about the many various Fate shows. I think I only watched the weird Carnival one that just like took all the characters and was really weird and different that I think people hated. I think that's the only one I've watched. Um, so I'm not an expert in any of the Fate Night series. I watched like clips of it, but I've never actually like been really into it. And Attack on Titan I liked, but I didn't really enjoy this new season. I stopped watching. It just got to be too much. And then I hear the manga goes in a direction because the artist or creator is like maybe we don't agree on a lot of social thoughts, and maybe that's coming through in the anime. I don't want to speak too much on that because I have not done the proper research, so I don't want to talk out of school. But it sounds like that's the case, and I don't need that shit. Um, I don't mind being challenged. I'm not saying I don't mind being challenged, but also like if I already am having issues with the series to then find out that I might fundamentally disagree with the creator on lots and lots of things, that I'm like, meh, maybe I don't need to watch that show. But if it gets great, maybe I'll go back to it. Right? That's how it works. Um, Okay, so we're assembling pieces. Like we're assembling pieces of the legs, and then we'll put it all together, and it will look super cool. Um, we got some accent pieces here that we're snipping together. Um, so yeah, so Thursday and Saturdays is the plan. I'm gonna be rushing home. I'm gonna teching an early show on Thursday, and then rushing back to the apartment so that I can stream for you here Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll be back the following Saturday, 1 week from tonight, in Seattle for. Oh, cool! We finished the sheet. J is done. Done with all of J. Put that aside. Um, when I'm in Seattle in the September for PAX, I will not be streaming that Thursday, August 29th. I'll be flying that day, so I'm not going to stream on that. But I will. That's Saturday. My plan is on Friday or Saturday is to go and buy a kit of some sort at PAX, and then assemble that kit, or at least start that kit while I'm in Seattle. I'm going to find a spot where the stream isn't too bad, the upstream's not too bad, and kind of do like a stream. It might be from my hotel room, so I might do like an unarchived like test stream for my hotel room, or I might find a place like there are a bunch of like Twitch has a bunch of booths where people can like stream games from, and so I have a contact at Twitch, and I'm asking about the idea of, hey, is there any place for me to kind of like do something like that? And so we'll see what they say. I can't necessarily imagine that they're gonna be like, oh yeah, sure, here's a table and stream building a Gundam kit off from the show floor. But who knows? And like I said, it might not be a Gundam kit. It could be anything. I'm just going to look for a kit that's not too expensive, that looks interesting uh, at PAX. And that's the plan for that. Next Saturday, I will be at FlameCon, which is a queer-focused comic book convention here in New York. Um, it's it's the best. It's just a beautiful, wonderful time. So I'm going to that convention uh, on Saturday, but I'll be back here in plenty of time, I believe. And if not, I will figure something out. Maybe I'll just start at 9 o'clock Eastern time. I haven't quite decided yet. I will update on Twitter and on my feed here, and let people know. But the plan right now is to definitely stream next week, even though I'll be very tired coming out of a day of trying not to buy everything that I see. Because man, some of the artists at the coolest thing about FlameCon, and if you're in New York, I highly recommend it. It's Saturday and Sunday, next Saturday and Sunday. I highly recommend the show. A thing that I really love about it is that everyone there is so happy to be at FlameCon. It's just the vibe is so right and so friendly and fun, and people are willing to spend because it's like I've often described it as a whole convention that's that one corner of a big con. Like, not to put it too fine a point on it, but like the gay corner of a con. But what if the gay corner of a con was the whole con? And people are just like the cosplay is joyful, and people are so happy to be there. I love it. I can't recommend FlameCon enough. So I'll be there on Saturday. A couple of my friends are on a panel. It's like a fashion panel, like where they try to improve the fashion of the X-Men, which is a very like really cute, fun panel that I always try to see. This is the third year of it, and tickets are still available if you're in the New York area and a free next Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember how much it is, but like it's not super expensive, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I pitched a panel and they rejected it. And they rejected it by not telling me that they just putting the schedule up and not telling me. So I'm a little bitter actually, but I still think it's a worthwhile, fucking very cool convention that should have accepted my panel, because they really fucked up by not doing that, because I'm awesome. And they should know that shit. Yeah, they really goofed by not letting me do my show, doing 404ing it there. But then also I would have done one weekend, and then 2 weekends later had to do one in Seattle, and it would have been like a lot of work, and I'm kind of happy about not having it. But I want to support, and promoting my show that by doing it there would have been a way to promote. So I'm like I said, a bit bummed that they did not want my panel. Oh, got that. Okay. All right, so we're slowly putting the right and left legs together. We're doing a little more of that. We're doing some more armor on it. Some of this gray armor. Yeah, so let's talk about PAX. PAX West in Seattle, Washington. I have panels, but I want to tell you about a fun thing that's happening there that I know word will not get out as well as it should. So One of the coolest things at every PAX is the Indie Mega Booth. Some of y'all know all about the Indie Mega Booth, right? Indie Mega Booth is great. It's like all of these smaller devs get together and they rent a huge amount of space and then divvy it up smaller than they normally would so they can cram in a whole lot uh, of boot space, like a bunch of different boots in those spaces. And it's like great and really cool and very positive, right? Everybody agrees. Well, I don't know if everyone does, but everyone should agree. It's real cool and real good. So, within the Indie Mega Booth, which is video game stuff, there is the Indie Tabletop, which is pretty new. And it's focused on obviously tabletop games. So this year, instead of being a small little part in the middle, they're going to be on somewhat of a separate location. They're going to be in the Act Theater, which is on the ground floor of the Seattle Convention Center. And that's great because it means that they'll have a lot more space, but people might not know that they're there and might not know like how to find them. So I've been very happy to kind of tell people about that, about how the very cool convention area. So it's like if you're going to Seattle, if you're going to PAX West, you want to go to where the Cards Against Humanity space used to be, the Act Theater, which is on the first floor. And here's the cool thing. I don't know if they're going to check badges, but you never actually needed a badge to go into the Act Theater because it's in the convention center building, but it's not fully part of the convention. So they might actually be looking for badges this year because it's not just Cards Against Humanity doing whatever the fuck they wanted. It's PAX doing what they want and renting that space. But in previous years, they didn't like require a badge to get in that space. So they might not this time. And there'll be a bunch of tabletop games, including a great game that I've been playing and kind of like, certainly not endorsing, but like talking about a bunch, which is called Someone Has Died. It's a really fun game. It is a like an improv party kind of game that I really kind of like fell in love with. And the creators are all really nice people. Um, So Someone Has Died is their Twitter account. It's like an improv. It's like basically like your someone you know has died, and you pull cards to find out who you are and what your relationship to them is. It's like lots of improv to figure that stuff out, and really fun. All right. C19. All right. Getting there, y'all. We're putting these legs together. And then, the other thing about PAX is that I'm going to be there doing a whole mess of stuff. I have 3 panels. I have a panel on Friday night called The Improvised Postmortem. I have a show on Sunday at early in the day, and then a show in the afternoon. That's my show. And I'll get into all those specifics. Let me put these together, and then I'm going to give you the big old pitch. All the panels that I'm doing will be available live streamed on Twitch, and I'll say which ones those are. And then also, all of the panels that I'm doing will be recorded in some way. My 404 panel is always super well recorded by ENC 3000, which is Eric and Chelsea. It's a fantastic duo that makes all my stuff look amazing. They're gonna film that. They probably won't film my Friday stuff, and they film the League of Heels PAX Wrestling show as well, and so they'll be filming all of that stuff and making it look way good. And then the Friday night show, I think they're gonna try to film something that would pay them, because unfortunately I can't pay them for the Friday night because it's a new thing that I don't even know is going to be good, and because it's being live streamed, I'm like, well, it's being live streamed, so I have to put my money elsewhere and into other projects, and they understand. Um, did this perfect on the other leg. I don't know why this leg is giving me trouble. And so we'll just put that there. There it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. And that. All right, look at this. Look at these legs. They're coming together. They're coming together. Okay. So that snaps in there. And that snaps in there. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's a whole leg. And then we'll do the same the other way. And another leg. A left leg and a right leg. Hell yeah. Very excited about that. I'm going to take a sip of water, y'all. Going to take a whole sip of water. Great. That was water. So, let me tell you about all of the cool stuff I've got going on here. And we're just going to check my notifications right now. Oh, thank you for some people who are tweeting about it. That's fun. Cool. Really appreciate that. Okay, yeah, so my schedule, I have it on here. I want to read my schedule. I could have added it as a photo, but I didn't do that, which is fine. Because what do I know? Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so we have the improvised postmortem, which is Friday, September 1st at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be on twitch.tv/PAX3. Let me verify that real quick. Sorry, everybody. Unprofessional of me to not remember which one it was. PAX 2. Okay, great. So it's 8:30 p.m. In the Hydra Theater, which is PAX 2. So PAX 2 for the improvised postmortem Friday, September 1st at 9:30 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Improvised postmortem as a brand new thing. I've never done it before, but I think there's a lot of comedy involved in its comedy panel. I'm going to come up with the names of fake, non-existent video games, okay? These are video games that I'm going to swap over here. These are video games that don't exist in any way, shape, or form. And then I'm going to bring up duos, pairs, groups, solo people, people that you know, to come up and to riff for a maximum of 5 minutes on the game. And they don't know the name of the game ahead of time. They'll just come up and then see it. And I'll read you right now. We've got some very good, funny people involved. Right now, our panel is oh, okay. So Chris Straub and Kate Welch are a team. Immediately, amazing. Danielle Riendo has told me that she is grabbing herself a partner. I don't know who it is yet, so I can't promote it. We've got Jeff Gersman, Dave Lang, and Aaron Treitz. All of those are separate right now. Maybe they're forming a team. I think Dave has talked about wanting to bring in somebody that I don't know to do it. He might surprise me with that, which would be very fun. And then at the end of the show, to fill our hour, we'll have a thing called the lightning round, where I'll have just a bunch of names that anyone can jump up and work together. Maybe I'm going to award a prize for which I think is the best postmortem. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't do that. I mean, I probably won't do that because I don't have time to find prizes. I don't have time for that. But yeah, the postmortem I think is actually genuinely going to be a very funny show. So that's one of the panels I'm doing. Then on Sunday is the PAX Rumble 5, or V. And the V stands for Very Bad Video Game Wrestling. League of Heels, it's a whole thing. Go to my YouTube channel. I've got previous stuff about it. There's there's a for real where people are playing characters and people are in real life documentary about League of Heels. I don't know how to describe it anymore. Sweary's going to be there. Fucking Sweary is coming back. He's performed with us once before. The guy who made Deadly Premonition is coming for our weird wrestling thing. And he also, at some point in his life, worked on a wrestling game. at some point. And so that's crazy and stupid. I love that Swear's doing our shit for real. Also, there's a person listed on the website right now as being part of our show. That person is not going to be in our show. Um, up until recently, we, and when I say we, I mean myself and Aaron Trites, didn't know that he's shitty. We did not know that he was a shitty fucking dude, and we wouldn't want him part of us if we had known that. We would not have stood for it. So he's listed. I'm not going to say his goddamn name, but that fucking dude is not part of the show, even if he's listed as being part of the show on the schedule, which we got to get updated real soon. And then 404ing It is my show, Hydra Theater, Sunday, 9/3, 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, live on twitch.tv /PAX3. It's 404 and breaking down the internet. Alex Navarro from Giant Bomb. Eric Alani, you know her as Aurora Hack. And we got Charlie Chu. They're all coming. Charlie Chu is from Oni Press. He's one of the people behind Oni that makes incredible, wonderful comic books. Oni is always secretly at PAX. They're like always like part of a booth, but not like front and center. But they're great. They make the Rick and Morty comic book that's actually really, really good, and the Invader Zim comic book, which is also really good. They make a bunch of stuff. Kaiju Max, which is like a prison colony for monsters, for like kaiju monsters. That's really good and like funny and sad. So those are the panels I'm doing. I'll have more to promote that as we get going there. But I don't know. I got a live stream, and y'all are here. I got 6 of you watching right now, so I figured I'd talk a little bit about that. All right, so let's put our legs aside, and let's get back into building. I'm going to switch back over to this. I'm getting a little better with OBS, y'all. I'm getting a little bit better with it. All right, so we put our left leg and our right leg together. Oh, we're going to build the waist. The waist. All right. Let me know how you do it in chat right now. What do you guys, is anybody building along? I know that one of y'all was eating, so that's fun. I like that. If anybody's doing anything in the chat, let me know. I like hearing what y'all are up to. Give me something to talk about. OBS hates your camera. Yeah, so OBS sometimes doesn't recognize things as cameras. And you have to use occasionally you have to use other software that will recognize your camera as a camera and then have that feed go through OBS. Like you have to use another program, I've heard. I bought 2 Logitech webcams because I knew specifically that OBS liked them. So obviously I have this camera here and then I have this camera here. I also have the webcam on my laptop, which does work, but I have these 2 cameras. So, but I do know, Ian, that sometimes OBS just hates things for some reason and nobody knows why. Going down from the high of watching Baby Driver, yeah. Baby Driver was good. I did enjoy that movie. I am of the opinion right now that I would love to see Edgar Wright work with anyone else as a co-writer. I think that he is a fantastic filmmaker. I think he's a great director. I think the issues I always seem to come back to with his work are in the writing. I think his writing hasn't evolved over the years. I think his best work is when he's working with another very creative person that he respects. And so I would love to see him start working with other writers. I don't think that's a rude thing to say. I don't think that's anything shocking. I'm certainly not the only person to mention that, to bring that up. Other people have said that, and probably better than me with more concrete examples. But that's just my feeling. You know, I'd like ladies to have something to do in his movies. You know, equal opportunity and all that. You know, no, everybody likes eye candy, but nobody wants to be eye candy. They want to like have meat and potatoes and like feel like they're part of it. That's just me. But the movie was very good, and the soundtrack was rad as hell. So yeah, yeah, it felt like you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong, Wilkins. 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 I'm gonna say Wilkins. Um, I'm bad at pronouncing like actual real names that people have. So like internet names, I'm always real bad with. But yeah. So it did feel Baby Driver did feel a bit Tarantino esque. I don't think you're wrong. It kind of felt like he was doing a genre uh, piece, not a parody, like a genre piece that happened to just be Tarantino was the genre piece. Okay, so let's do this. All right, we are putting together the waist, the lower torso. All right, and then this kind of goes like this. What? I think it's telling me something, but okay. So that goes like that. To be kind of careful here. I don't want to fuck anything up. The crazy thing is, so as I said, I always said, uh, thank you, Wookins. So this piece here, right? This is going to be our waist, and there's going to be a bunch of like pieces that come off of it. This would just be in a high grade kit, a lower grade. This would just be the whole like thing. It would be like this piece attached, like all this would be one instead of what is actually like six pieces, five pieces together. Um, it would just be one, um, which is cool. It's something I really appreciate about these style of kits. Uh, although now I'm like second guessing myself. Goes like that. And then this goes over it. Like this. This should go. Yes. Okay. Snap right in. Great. Sometimes you gotta play with it a little bit. I gotta force it a little bit. Um, but other times it just works. And when it just works, man, that feels good. All right. We gotta find H, y'all. H. Um, part of me does wish I had a very big table that I could just spread all this out at. So that I wasn't layering all of these in the kit. But that's what we got, right? I have it. This is the table that I have. This is the workspace that I have here at home. And the first couple of streams that I did, for those that weren't watching all of them, the first few streams that I did were in the a training center facility, the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater Training Center. Um, and I enjoyed doing stuff there, but I was at the mercy of when they could have me. But man, that I was doing upstream, like I was doing this like how do I say this? Uh, it was just like wireless. I was doing a wireless from my laptop, and the stream quality was better than what we've got here wired. My home is not set up great. The internet is not good here, um, compared to other people in other places, I'm sure. But yeah, I liked being there because the Wi-Fi was very good, and then I could upload the episode like an hour upload to YouTube, like took no time at all, and that's really convenient when you're a busy person. But I was at the mercy of when I could meet there, and the biggest problem I ran into was just simply that there weren't a lot of times when there wasn't like a lot of improv practices going, a lot of improv classes. And I love improv, but I don't want to do a live stream while improv is happening because the sound bleed is just so annoying. Uh, 8, 9. All right. Then A6, right. Oh, here's like the one of 2 clear plastic pieces that I've got for this. To be very careful, because the clear plastic often can break. And also, these are small little pieces, so like I can't, like, if I drop this, it's gone forever, and I refuse to have that happen anymore with this kit. So I'm going to lean on the table a little bit. I'm going to go real close, so I'm very far away from any edge until I can get this on, and then I will feel way better. Great, those are on. Okay. All right, so that goes there, and now we've got, and I can add stickers to at least one of these pieces, but I'm not going to. I don't paint. I rarely apply stickers. Occasionally I will, but I'm not a painter. I don't use markers. I just like building the kits, and then I like displaying them. And we live in an age where these kits look good without paint, so thankfully I don't need to. D, right? Yeah, I don't paint. Ian, I just don't have the artistic. I don't have the talent for it. I somewhat have the patience for it. But I just, yeah. And I never played Warhammer growing up. Never. So like I didn't have to learn on countless tiny figurines. But I know a lot of people love doing the paint. They love paint application, because they're not. These are good, but they're not done. They're like good enough. I understand that. Uh, so I understand why some people love doing it. It's not my jam. Oh boy, another sheet about to be done. We're getting there, folks. Now my biggest worry comes in is there's more to do. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot more to do with this build. But I thought that we were going to be able to cruise until the end of until September. I really thought this was going to take a lot longer to do us. Even doing this twice a week, I honestly thought this was going to take a lot longer, and it still will. I mean, it's like we're not done or anything. We're nowhere near done, but we're getting further along. So that does worry me a bit, uh, because I don't have a kit on deck. Just probably gonna be painting. Oh yeah, there's probably something. I totally feel you on that. I'm sure there's something very therapeutic about doing a nice paint on figures. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of like we're gonna keep going for a little bit. We've only been doing this for an hour. We're gonna do it at least another 20 minutes, an hour. We've been an hour and 10. But I have been thinking of the future. What I'm probably gonna do next is, like I said, I'm gonna get a kit in Seattle. But if this is looking like it's gonna wrap up, then I think the next kit is going to be a Lego kit, because this is my second Gundam, and I think I'm going to pick up a kit. I'll try to get one that takes a few hours just to have like on deck, because I think that would be very fun to do next. So that's probably what's going to happen next. Is I'm going to do some sort of Lego kit. I might try to find that Ghostbusters kit, because I love the Ghostbusters, and I've never owned any Ghostbusters merch like that, any Lego. So I might look into that. I'm not 100% sure what kits I wanna do next. I will say, for y'all viewers, there is, underneath the Twitch thing, there's my YouTube and my Twitter and all that. There is the donate thing that will take you to Streamlabs. No one is ever under any obligation to ever give me any money. I have a full-time job, which pays the bills and lets me do cool stuff. So I'm not crying for it, and there are people that are certainly more. But any money that comes in there will immediately go towards me purchasing more kits in the future. So if you're ever, if you're ever feeling generous, I'm not going to say no. We'll just leave it like that for now. But yeah, got that donation page, and yeah, any money that comes in there just goes immediately into I'm buying things to build. There's no sponsorship here. There's no nobody's helping me out with this. So that doesn't look right. Okay, we'll see how that looks in a second, y'all. But yeah, all right. So we're working again on more of this torso. We're doing some weapon stuff. It looks like. So that's That's A4. Then we need H3. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a Lego kit, and I might do like a Twitter poll. I might like find a few kits on Amazon or something, and then put up a poll and see what people think, and like have people like vote on what they want me to build next. I think that could be really fun and cool to do that kind of poll. And then XB9, and then G212, XB9. There it is. Very tiny piece. Okay, very tiny piece. But yeah, so if there's any Lego kits that you're like, oh man, that would be cool if you built that, and it's not like gonna break the bank for me, then feel free to link that in chat, or send me a message, send me a tweet, follow me on Twitter if you don't already, because I promote all my fun, cool stuff that I do, including these streams. Try to give you a heads up. Obviously, everyone who's following me, I really appreciate the follows. That helps tremendously. And anyone that's hosting me, I very much appreciate that as well. It's very nice. Oh, I'm going to lean back in my chair a little bit. Oh, I've been leaning over to do this. All right. Oh, my chair is creaking. I don't know if you can hear that, but my chair is creaking because it is old. Very comfortable. Very old. And all right. Yeah, we're doing some armor plating for the legs, the skirt, if you will. I have to go dig G2. I haven't done anything with G2. It's B. This is my least favorite part of this, and I do apologize when I'm just slowly going through all of my sheets looking for like one piece of something. I know it's not the most entertaining. And that's that. Here we go. Here's G2. Got it. 12. Got it. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, I think that's the next thing for me is most likely a Lego build. Take a break, and then I'll buy something weird in Seattle or interesting. Maybe it'll be a SD kit, something real simple. It'll have to be pretty easy because I don't think I'm going to take my clippers to Seattle. I could put them in my suitcase, but I think I'd rather not do that. So whatever I buy, I'll have to be able to either just like break apart easily. So maybe it'll be like a little Lego set, because like that I can do without the anything else. So like yeah, maybe that'll be it. Maybe I'll buy a Lego set while I'm out there. Because I can't. I could bring my clippers, but I don't want to. I guess is what I'll say. I'm bringing so much electronic gear because, like I said, I'm going to try to stream when I'm out there. So I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna skip bringing like a huge heavy kit while I'm out there, if I can avoid it. Like all like I'm not gonna bring a lot of tools. I should say tools is the right word. Because I'm bringing a lot of equipment. Like I have a real HD camera. It's not these webcams. I'm going to bring one webcam. I'm going to bring my laptop, like my audio recording device. I'm not going to bring this headset. I'm going to bring my other headset that I've been using because that headset works for multiple things. A3 and A14. So yeah, so I don't know quite yet what next, but like, let me know in chat. Is there anything that you're like, oh, you know what you should build? This thing. Um, especially if it's, as I said, reasonably priced. But yeah, if there's any kits, Lego kits that you think would be cool as hell, let me know. Or yeah, or anything else you're up to here on a Saturday night. Let me know what's going on in the chat. Check out a little quiet there. I don't mind it. I don't mind the quiet now and again, but I also like to hear from you and know that you're there, so I'm not just talking out into the void. So yeah, let me know what's up. Got another 15 minutes or so of the show, because I think hour and a half is about the sweet spot, y'all. After an hour, I start not running out of steam, but it's a little bit lower on the Steam charts. I'm losing a little bit of momentum as we get later into an hour of just straight talking. Playing a game or something like that, I'm sure that I would talk a little less and react a little more. Whereas these kind of streams are very fun and I love doing it, but uh, it's like a lot of talking. And good. Okay. All right. These are all the pieces that we need. Put that there. Put that there. I already did this once on the other side, so this should be pretty easy to do. Just like that, and then that goes like that. Cool. And then this goes, oops, over there. Cool. All right. So we got more and more of our pieces here. These are going to snap in somewhere around the torso. So we can keep moving there. Oh, pardon me. I'm going to stretch out a little bit, y'all. All right, let's move this along. A2 and A2 and H1. Okay. A2, and we're going to snip out A1 while we're at it. All right. So that, and those go into H1 and H2. I just had H. Here we go. Gets a little, as you go, it gets a little easier. You know, where sheets are finishing up, and it's starting to be a little easier to get this stuff done because you're running out of places parts could be. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would. I think our Shining Gundam, our first build, took a while. One, because I hadn't built in quite some time, so it took a little while to come back together. And two, one of the reasons why it took so long is because of all the fucking screws. There's way too much screwing things into other things in that kit. These are snap model kits. So what screws? I'm mad about that. I'm still hot about that, y'all. I thought I wasn't mad, but guess what? Still mad. So that took a lot. There was one time where I just had to stop. We just stopped for a while as I got over being angry at that kit. It turned out great. Don't get me wrong. I'm really happy I have it. Once this kit is done, and oh God, it might be our next build. I hope it's. I don't think it is. There's still a lot of pages left. We're still only on the waist. But we could get getting close, and so I'm just so afraid of like, no. But once we're done, I'm gonna be able to display both of them, and we'll do like a quick little series in one of our shows where like I kind of go through all the pieces and show all the details and stuff. I think that'll be really fun and cool. Fun and cool. Right now we're just putting on some pieces here, snapping some pieces in place. And that's that. That's cool. Oops. Got a little, gotta do a little trim in here, and I'm going to be very careful because I don't want to. I just want to break off the excess plastic, but I don't want to take off that. I've done that before, where suddenly we're now like, oh, there's less pieces to this because I fucked up. So I'm trying not to do that. Great. That's on. And then trying to get this. Oops. Yep. More jagged pieces here. So that. Clippers, snippers, snipper clippers, whatever you want to call them, they're a godsend. I can't believe I ever did kits without them. Of course, those were HG kits. They were high grade kits. They were way easier, far less pieces. So it was easier to do, but I still can't believe that when I first started doing this, I ever like fucked up like that. All right. Let's go with. Gotta find G again. G2. Okay. Ooh, the last two pieces on this one. Say goodbye. Hey, chat. Do you hear like a low level, like deep voice? Like not my voice. Like, let me know because I didn't do a test before. Do you hear like a vibration of like a voice? Because like there's like something happening down the street from me, at the restaurant that's down the street from me, and like I can't imagine how fucking loud it is because I have all my windows closed. These are new windows. They're like very good at shutting out the sound from the street. So the fact that I can hear like something happening is crazy. It must be so loud. So let me know if you hear it. I hope you don't. I don't know what they're saying. I just hear a guy being like, but it's like really loud, I think. So yeah, hopefully not loud for you. No, you can't. Okay, great. Yeah, this headset's pretty good. This was the wire cutter recommended this headset. Um, um, and so I had a headset microphone that was much smaller, but didn't have headphone attached, which worked well. And I'll be using anytime I have a guest where I need to have more than one microphone. But when it's just me, this is the thing I'm wearing right now, and it's good. It cuts out a lot of the sound. I'm into it. Okay, so now we've got our waist, and we're gonna put in our pieces around the waist. So let's start doing that. Okay, so that's 8-3. This is going to be 8. I'm gonna try not to have to do this more than once, so I'm being a little careful with it. Because like I said, I don't want to have to do this over and over again. But this seems to be going pretty well. Cool. No, those are... no, that's right. Yeah. Okay. This is like the skirt that this waist is wearing. It's basically like they have to be movable because the legs are going to be moving. So it's got to be kind of adjustable. So I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to have to be doing this all the time. I think that's right. Yeah. It's not right. Cool. Sorry I got quiet right there, y'all. I'm trying to do this step in a way that works how I want it to work, so that I don't have to keep doing it. I think that's right. Okay, yeah, that looks better. Oops. And that's down. All right, cool. Yeah. All right. It's starting to come together. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach our legs and our torso together here. I'm gonna pull our legs out. I'm gonna find we've got a couple little more pieces to put on. We're gonna do that real quick, and then we're gonna put our legs into our waist, which is exciting. So I need A12 and A11. Okay. This is A11 here. All right. And then that's A11 is the outside piece. Our inside piece there. A12 is outside that piece. Just this. Whoa. Okay. And outside piece there. And then that. Go like that. And then I just need to find XB23. XB23. What's XB23? HB23. All right. And find the sister piece on XB23. All right, that's the last piece on this sheet. Gone through a lot of sheets today, which is great. That means we're making progress. All right. I'm going to trim down this one a little bit because it looks like there's not a lot of give to this piece. Just going to there. All right. And we'll do that this same on the other side. We're getting a home stretch on this piece here, on this section of kit. Great. And I'm going to go ahead and attach the legs. Hell yeah. Legs getting attached. They're coming in. Yeah. That came off. Doesn't matter. Oops. This is wrong. I gotta do it right. Shh. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine, y'all. I did this wrong, but I'm gonna make it right. Okay. Alright, there we go. Gotta put these pieces back on. Got a couple pieces that fell off. Which every version of a Deathscythe has these like parts of the skirt on the waist that fall off all the time. No matter what version they do, they've never made one that like didn't have that. All right, so we got. No, we didn't. I'm gonna just take a look at this right now. I don't know why this isn't working the way it should. So I'm just real quickly gonna fix this. Hopefully, right now. Great. Okay, that should do it. Minor complications, y'all. Minor complications. Legs coming together right now, getting it done, making it happen, feeling great about it, knocking things over. Hopefully gonna get that soon. All right, so I'm slipping, which is a great time for us to wrap up for the day. Lost a few of these pieces here. They're around. They flew away, but they're way easier to find than other pieces, so I'm not worried about it. I only lost one that flew off the table. So we got our legs, got our torso. That's coming together real well. It'll stand up eventually. We're gonna add our body there, and our head, and our arms in our next exciting episode, which will be on Thursday, August 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna show until 7 p.m. Then I'm gonna race home. If it goes up a little late, I apologize, but it should be able to start right at 7. Or sorry, right at 8 p.m. I should say. Should be able to start right at 8 p.m. That's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and figure out why these are being complicated and annoying, put them back together, and then we're going to start working on our active cloak. That's the wings that like fold over, but we're getting there. Thursday we might finish, so I'm going to have to do that poll this week on twitter.com /Pat Baer. I'm going to do a poll to see what I should do for the next build. I'll probably find a couple Lego kits that I like, put up a poll, and see if there's something that people want to watch me build. Because I think, yeah, like I said, I think Lego is the next thing. That's going to do it for us. Let me go back to that. Like I said, youtube.com/PatBaer, twitter.com/PatBaer. This is twitch.tv/PatBaer. Underneath here in the stream on Twitch is my donation page, so I can buy stuff to model and make. No requirements or anything like that, but if you're feeling generous, I'll certainly accept it. And I'll be back on Thursday again to do another stream. And have a great evening, and thank you all very much.